So here we are with some samples of harmonic warm-ups by Tijs Krammer. You can see that he's got 9 different chapters with different warm-ups in there, different themes. There's Tijs right there. And let me show you what I think is so neat about this book. Like most warm-ups, we start with a very simple melody. We're going to do the one in gray here. It's called Floating Down in E minor. La, do, mi, do, la. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. And then you can start having some fun with this exercise. Listen to this as a canon in 2 parts where we enter every 2 bars. Okay. He also says, sing it entering after just 1 bar. Awesome. So some smaller harmonic intervals to tune. Now stack it in fifths and... Very cool. There's even more. You could stack it in fifths and sing it around at 2 bar entrances or 1 bar entrances. So all these neat things develop out of one simple warm-up. This will be such good exercise for your choir. Let's look at the dissonant scale. C major, we're singing loo, 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 and then just down the scale on long tones, right? But you see, when we go into canon, we're actually going to get some pretty tight intervals coming down. These little arrows mean you may enter at canon points. Definitely here, optionally a 3rd line and a 4th line there. You want to hear what this one sounds like when it stacks up? I'm referencing some recordings that come along with purchase of the book. You get access to these recordings so you can hear each and every one of the exercises. This is a warm-up that's not only good for the voice, but very good for the ears, right? Let me go on. Later in the book, we start doing larger intervals. Here's a sequence with 6th melody that he offers. And it works beautifully in a 3-part canon. And then flip it on its head. Here's a mirrored version. And yes, you go on to sing the mirrored version in a canon as well. From 1 to 3 is a little more homophonic singing, so you would assign bottom, middle, or top notes to various sections of your choir and sing V, 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 V. I can imagine myself assigning middle notes to the altos, maybe your sopranos and tenors stay on the top, and of course the basses would go down there. It would work well for SSA groups, or really any voicing you just assign at will, and maybe on a different day or 1 minute later, we sing a different part of the chord that arrives. Neat way to work on tuning and landing into triads. I'm going to show you one more exercise here. This one is so simple to start with. Do, 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 do. Everyone works on tuning those and singing it nice and slowly. And then you put it together and you get this very, very cool thing. This is called chord with 4 notes. And here it is in canon. You see that we've got some endorsements from Kirby Shaw, another from Kim Nazarian of the New York Voices. That is harmonic warm-ups, and I think it's just a wonderful warm-up resources for choirs that are ready to really think about stacking parts and tuning chords. A wonderful resource, harmonic warm-ups.
As we're coming back, Andy was talking about this harmonic warm-ups book, which is fantastic. A lot of the warm-up books you have in your library are just one line at a time, right? And we all warm up on the same thing at the same time. Really building harmonic listening. This is really nicely done for that. And this author, Tijs Krammer, I believe is from like Amsterdam, Netherlands, something like that. He has a new book this year on conducting, choral conducting, that is also excellent. So take a look at that too. And the next couple of sections here, we're going to focus on holiday, winter concert, Christmas things, Santa Claus, Frosty, baby Jesus, all of the above. A little bit of everything, a little something for everyone. A story I tell often, my first year, I'm about to give up on this microphone. My first year teaching, I tried so hard to have a very ecumenical, world-reaching holiday December concert. We're going to give up on you, that's fine. And after the concert, I thought I did a very good job for a 22-year-old baby. And after the concert, my superintendent came up to me and he said, "Honey, you can do a Christmas concert." And I said, "Okay." After that, I did a Christmas concert.
Is that Ripley?
Yes. There was a Christmas tree in the high school front lobby.
Yeah.
So it's just knowing your community and knowing what they're looking for. So we've got a bunch of options for you here. First, so we're back in the Alfred Andy packet. Santa Claus is coming to town. Really jolly, happy. Again, this is the kind of thing that I think Kirby Shaw does really well. That pop jazz influence. There's nice horn parts on this. This would be great to add some of those horns in. But it also works with just rhythm, if you just want guitar, bass, drums maybe. And there's a nice opportunity toward the end, page 8 and 9, to repeat as many times as you want. Practice some improvisation. It would be really fun. All right. Here we go.
Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list. Checking it twice. Find out who's naughty and nice. Santa's coming to town.
expo from Andalusia. So again, we're in an Andalusian Spanish dialect. The gist of the Spanish is let's celebrate the holiday playing tambourines and rattles. So there's nice percussion parts with this as well. Those are all downloadable. They're not extra anything. Those are free downloads for the percussion parts. And I think you see a lot in Ruth Morris Gray's writing too. She is an active teacher. She is in the classroom. She is in the trenches. She understands what works and what doesn't. So we really see that reflected in the writing that she does. So let's start Gatabumba. Achievable as kind of an early SATB a cappella experience, nicely harmonically written, diatonic, put some solfege on it, and you have it in a week. All that holiday stuff. Again, another good Andy novelty. He's so good at these. This is very much in the kind of Broadway style. I texted Andy while we were at lunch to give him the update and see how he was doing on his saga home, because when I talked to him last night, it sounded like he wasn't getting home until tomorrow night. Oh. Stuck in New York for forever. It sounds like he's getting home tonight, so that's good. But I also said, I hope that you're fitting in a matinee somewhere. I hope you're on the way to give my best to Sarah Bareilles and Into the Woods. He didn't say what show, but he did say he's going to try to get a matinee.
I just texted him too.
Did you?
To ask him if the letter A is for Alfred or
Yes.
Andy. I'll let you know if
Yes.
he replies.
I don't know, it's almost curtain time. If he's at a matinee, I'll be checking his phone.
Oh, he just answered. Hold on.
Oh, this is very important.
I always tell folks it's either one.
A man of mystery. So he's doing all right. There are worse places to get stranded than New York City. All that holiday stuff. Here we go. Speaking of Broadway.
The seasons are changing, the holidays rearranging, the pumpkins and cobwebs disappear. For months we have been waiting, no wait, anticipating our favorite time of the year.
You've got a sweet little dramatic child that can sell that solo.
She's from theater. How cute.
Wouldn't that be fun?
All right,
I would like an SAV.
Yeah.
all right, all of you.
Next year. Next you've got Hodie Fanfare, Sally Albrecht. Let's hear what Sally had to say. Sally, is that your okay in your house?
Hi, I'm Sally Albrecht, and I'm excited to present Hodie Fanfare, a new piece of mind for the holiday season. How rarely do we get to find something in mixed meter that includes 10/8? So I was very excited to come up with this kind of hook to this piece of music. It opens with an opening fanfare of a Gloria. Probably as a director, you're going to want to hear just 2 beats for nothing. Da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you're strong 2 beats and then the 2 quarter notes at the end. And then we go into 6/8. Joy to the town. So I'm incorporating some of the very famous Joy to the World, favorite carol of all. And at the very end, a descant gets to layer that Joy to the World over the top of the glory that we have before. There's a lot of chase, echo format to this, depending on which voicing you're using. SATB is available, 4-part ladies, SSAA, and 4-part TTBB. So we've got 3 different voicings. Hodie, yay. Next group, da, 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 da. So it's almost like a little bit of a canon all around, making for very wonderful, easy to put together teaching, but very exciting. Add that snare drum, and you've got that vibrant fanfare feel. Hodie fanfare.
Snare part's really great. You're looking at the TTBB. I'm pretty sure the sound is SATB, so you're going to get the idea of both here. Snare drum part really adds a lot. It's not particularly easy, the snare drum part, so it adds some nice sophistication to that in a nice way.
I really think the 10/8 are so good.
The 10/8
go really for your students for counting scenario.
Yeah,
They're over
that's
here.
called a teaching opportunity.
She's like,
What is happening?
So Andy says, well, I wrote it because I thought it would be best for elementary and middle school, but a C has been planned.
Yeah,
Oh. And then Mala had said, it's a waste of a track, it's a really good track. And then I said, gosh, it's almost like you're here anyway. And he wrote, ha ha.
you can't hide from us.
I don't know what ha ha really means.
Well, you know.
Leave me alone.
The curtain's about to go on. Still, beautiful carol. This has a really nice cello part with it, if that's an option for you. Again, this is just the kind of thing that Victor does really well. Nice long legato lines, Nice suspensions in here. We can sing this. Still. love a good Frosty arrangement. This one you could put your full jazz ensemble if your school has a jazz band. The instrument parts are 2 trumpets, trombone, tenor sax, bari sax, guitar, bass, drums. Into the woods, he said, into the woods.
I'm holding his
Oh, nice. That's really nice.
Hello to my love, Philippa Sue. Hello to my love, Sarah Morales. We're not jealous. He'd rather be.
In other words, shut up, Joyce. Like I'm busy now.
I'm busy.
Busyness.
All right, Frosty, and this is the Michael Bublé style. This is based on the Michael Bublé recording.
Hold on, the Frosty boy.
Frosty, Frosty.
Frosty the Snowman corncob pipe and a violin nose and 2 eyes made out of gold.
Frosty the Snowman is a fairy tale, they say. He was made of snow, but the children know how he came to life one day. There must have been some magic in that old silk hat they found. For when they placed it on his head, he began to dance around. Frosty the Snowman was alive as he could be, and the children say he could laugh and play just the same as you and me. Frosty the Snowman was a jolly happy soul, with a corncob pipe and eyes and nose and 2 eyes made out of gold. Frosty the Snowman was a fairy tale, they say, was made of snow, and came to life one day.
Some magic in that old silk hat they found.
Magic in that
Placed it on his head, he began to dance around. Frosty the
on that day,
So we said, let's run
and we'll have some fun now before I melt away. Frosty the Snowman had to hurry on his way. I'll be back again someday.
It's not the one you're gonna add last minute. Like you gotta plan for it ahead of time. Because the energy in that is so super fun. Oh, we haven't heard from Mr. Mark Burrows yet. Hello, Mark Burrows.
Mark Burrows here. I'm grateful that I get to share with you a live poem, a song, peace. Days are getting closer. A me, and one is the wonder, candle, and a song. And so we shine, and so we sing, till doubt and sorrow cease. A light of hope, a song of peace. And I know you can hear the obvious connection there with the winter season and how that could work in the programming for a winter concert. But, you know, as I was working on this piece, I just wanted to write something as simple and straightforward as possible to just remind us, not only in the winter, but any time when world events just seem to be unfolding in front of us, and it just makes us feel like the days are getting colder and the nights are growing long or even endless, that even in those times, hope is real and peace is possible, especially if we keep shining and we keep singing. Friends, music educators, I am so grateful for you and all the ways that you are a light of hope for so many. Thank you.
That's so nice. That's so nice.
Light a candle and we remember there is hope in this world.
writing a lot of really nice melodic themes.